synchronized swimming because they're controlling the less hostile rebellious energy. But gymnastics is more aggressive. Some of the females, if they lift a little bit of weights, it'll help them tune down that high energy output, and then they become more. If you look at Dominique Dawes now, beautiful woman. If she wouldn't have went through the gymnastics training that she did, she would be a problem. She would be a problem. She would be one of them sisters that the system has to mount an army against. But she was able to temper that energy. That high Shakti energy, that's them warrior women. And we had exercises, like roller skating is a variant of figure skating. Right? The girls used to skate and the guys used to skateboard. It was just a harnessing of the energy. For the boys, shit, take them outside, let them motherfuckers run till they wear down. Then you try to teach them something. And don't be scared to give them the CBD oils that doesn't have THC in it because it relaxes the central nervous system.
Right.
So that's a very, very important thing. Then you got teas you can give them to help inner peace, like skullcap tea. Another one I think is called Jonathan Winters tea. What's the other one? It's a couple of different teas but it calms the central nervous system, and then now they can focus. See, they rather give them a pharmaceutical that's going to give them permanent damage, so it's harder to correct them later. You don't need that. It's herbs. It's herbs for all of this. Right now, I'm a little rusty on my herbology, but I used to know this off the top of my head 5-10 years ago. I used to just run it all down because I gave the same stuff to people I used to work with. They come in to work, all distraught about their child, and then I talk to them, I'm like, well, just try this. And they come back and be like, I don't know where you got that remedy from. But they work. Right? So it's different stuff depending on the child.
Absolutely. And in our tradition, it was very common for us to give our children herbs. And Caribbean people would drink tea. Actually, I have mine right here. Depending on what's going on. So, soursop is a great one. We have it on our website, but you can get it. The good organic soursop is really good for calming the central nervous system. It's great for sleep and relaxation if there's cases of insomnia. And it's also good for any type of cell in the body that grows abnormally, i.e. cancer, i.e. tumors. It goes in and eats away at the bad functioning cell that keeps the good one intact. So it's very safe. Men, women, children, all ages can take soursop the leaf, not the fruit in this context. It's really good. Lemon balm is also amazing for children with nervous stomach. So the anxiety seems in going to the stomach, or when they're going to school and they're like, oh, mommy, my stomach hurts, or something, if they're leaving and their stomach is hurting them, they doesn't know why. Lemon balm is really good. It's also very high in antimicrobial, antibacterial, so it'll keep them healthy and strong. And these are some things that we can do to help ourselves. Like the mother gives us air, water. These are all of the resources that are all around us, so we can help to heal ourselves. So family, think about getting on this herbal journey, find out what's around you, what's local, and what can really help you to be well. So I 100% concur on that.
So just a couple of things. The yoni, when it's alkaline, none of the diseases that affect us wouldn't be there. Nothing can live there in the alkaline state. The herpes can't live there. They need to be in an anaerobic environment. Gonorrhea can live there because it needs an aerobic environment. All of these diseases that we run if the woman's yoni is alkaline instead of acidic, it can't exist there. It can't stay there. It won't it can't survive. It's like dropping one of these kids off 8 years old in the desert, telling them to find your way to a civilization. They're not going to survive because the environment is too hostile for what they're capable of doing. Right?
Exactly.
Cancer, Candida yeast is probably the number one killer that we don't never hear about. Right?
That's true.
Cancer is from DNA replication, and then the DNA parts break off from the chain and become a free radical. The broken chain then is deformed. If you're not taking the supplemental amino acid, or if you don't have enough vitamin and mineral components in the blood to rebuild that DNA strand, it's gonna it's gonna attack itself. Right?
Right.
Once it starts folding in on itself, it's gonna try to correct the error, but it can't. Then it's gonna grow what you call a mass or a tumor, which is a whole bunch of those motherfuckers. But the
Right.
simple process of cleaning the liver increases or decreases your cancer risk by 60% just by cleaning your liver. The cleaning your
Wow.
liver also decreases congestive heart failure
Yes.
by like 90%, because congestive heart failure, the fluid buildup in the heart cavity is the perspiration of the liver. Cleaning the liver, it'll get rid of about 95% of high blood pressure, because most high blood pressure, they don't tell you, is called portal hypertension, where the congested liver causes the portal valve to the liver to back up the pressure in the rest of the body, because it can't effectively filter through the liver.
Right.
Right. So just cleaning the liver alone, that's milk thistle, burdock root, dandelion root, just those three alone, it starts to increase your health.
Yes.
Right. Now, your intestines, you clean your liver first, because the bile that allows your digestive tract to run comes from the liver through the spleen. So when your bile ducts become congested, your stool is abnormal, which causes stomach problems. The acids begin to burn the stomach lining because it doesn't have the bile barrier to block it. Right. So all of these things is critical for health, and not just for the female, but for the men too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've seen too, I don't know if you noticed, Brother Rod, but when I see, like, I had liver disease about 10 years ago, and I also had cervical cancer, which I healed myself of completely, and I help others to do the same. And what I noticed about the liver in particular, since you brought it up, that the emotion that causes, what is the energy, the vibration of, right, has me thinking. And so what I've seen is that the emotion, rather, of frustration, the emotion of anger, sort of sits in the liver, right? And so
oh Lord, don't let them start this shit when we start getting good. I don't know what's going on. Well, she'll come back in. I'm pretty sure. She'll come back in.
all right.
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
I was like, this Instagram doing this BS again.
Grateful to be back. Thank you all so much. And so when we see these emotions, right, that sit in the liver, we think of anger and frustration. And so what is causing the anger? What is causing the frustration? Because I've helped people with these conditions, and if the energy itself, what are we angry? If we angry at the world? Are we angry at our mother? Are we angry at how we was raised? Are we angry at the job, society? All of those emotions are frustrating and sit right in the liver. Right. And so I think when people are talking about healing and detoxing, we also have, again, like I said, the emotions of it. And so it's just so important just to think about the emotions. And another thing, too, people who wake up 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, according to the Chinese time clock, I think 3 to 5 is an hour of the liver, where it's working this best to detox over your and you can't go back to sleep constantly. And you may be frustrated subconsciously. You may be angry at something subconsciously. And it may be just an indication, just to look and see what energy is trying to get your attention and start to heal that. It helped also to heal your liver, along with what Brother Rod mentioned. Milk thistle seed is also a great herb. If you have a little bit of liver left, you go on a great cleansing diet and use milk thistle seed in addition to the herbs Brother Rod mentioned. It will help to regrow and regenerate your liver. It's very good. And another way you can tell if you have a liver condition, you can look at your skin. Is it blotchy? Is it uneven? Are you breaking out? Is it itchy? Is it eczema-like? These are some things that you can look to self-diagnose yourself. A lot of people want to run to the doctor and get a cream for this and get a cream for that, but mother's like, I got a protocol for all of that. What you're going to do is fast. What you're going to do is take these herbs. what you're gonna do is relax. You're gonna do some spiritual work. These are just all messengers to say, hey, pay attention to what's out of alignment. So anytime you see anything, it's always just a messenger of what might be out of alignment.
So we got different glands that secrete different secretions. Every one of our emotions is tied to a gland. This is what the old Kemetic medical system taught.
Right.
Right. So all of the glands is responsible for running you through the emotion to help you resolve that energy. The secretions is there, right? So when I say, for instance, when you fall in love, what is going on in the body? Oxytocin production in male and female. You have a rapid dopamine rush in the system whenever the person is pulling on your heartstring. Then you produce what they call neuroepinephrine, and then you produce beta endorphin. That's the chemicals your brain produce as the love cocktail. The side effect, or why it's doing this, is because somebody is causing your mitochondria to say that's a match. Mitochondrial is responsible for powering your cells. And it's also responsible for translating the love energy into the cells. That's why you can look at a woman and she's like, "Oh, girl, you in love." I can look at you and tell, and she just be giggling. How you know, girl? How you know? I can tell it's written all over your face. I can see you. Right? Dudes can't do that. We can't look at each other and be like, "Hey, you in love." We don't do that. We can't see it. But the woman see it instantly because she controls mitochondrial. When somebody's mitochondrial is moving, she recognizes it. Because she's looking for the opportunity to move somebody's mitochondria. I'm going to turn that shit up. I'm looking for me in the daytime for the flash. Right? So when the sisterhood get together, if you put 3 women in love in the same room, and can't nobody in there be mad, you can't be disappointed, you can't be angry. It just you can try. You come in, and then when them 3 sisters look at you and smile, you leave me alone. I can't even be fucking mad. Like, it's that energy, that love energy, that mitochondrial secretion that and it's also responsible for what we call the placebo effect of healing, which is the healing of anything that's wrong with us. Right? So when you talk about in the Bible, when they say touch the hem of his garment, that's the queen of heaven and earth. It's the only one you can do that with, because she's the only one that carry that much love. That's a whole lot of love energy that can touch the hem of their garment and be made whole. Right? That's a lot of mitochondrial output. But then watch what she say. Who touched me?
Right. Right.
How the fuck you know you touched your clothes, lady?
Your clothes.
How you know? Right? So that's the thing right there that keeps that energy. That's how you know that the Christ ain't no man. Aside from going to Greek, and it's spelled IESOUS, that says ISIS all day long, using the grammar key. Aside along from that, the character, love your enemy.
No. Love.
Kill him with love. Let the love do it. Man, fuck that shit, I'm gonna beat that nigga ass. No, baby, you can't fight everybody. Everybody not worth you fighting. Wish them love and send them on their way and watch what life do to them, because you can't match that shit.
That's right.
You can't match that shit. My mama made me forgive some people I did not want to forgive. I look at him now and I'm like, I'm glad I ain't killed that ratchet motherfucker, because he done missed all that punishment. He done missed all that punishment. I can see that shit now. Yep. Right. Pull your ass up by your bootstraps, nigga. You tried to motherfucking murder me and I let your ass go, and look at you now. Look at you now. Look what life did to you 25 years, 30 years later. Life did some shit to your ass that my revenge could have never did. You can't be a dirty motherfucker and that shit sustain you. It's going to tear you down. And the only people I ever had any malice toward been some dirty motherfuckers.
Right.
That's it. I don't have no malice toward nobody that ain't doing nothing to me. Or the people I love. I don't got no malice. I don't walk around. Even the people I be mad at, when they ain't around, I don't feel a drop of anger. Ain't no anger there. But when I see them, oh, I remember. Motherfucker, I was mad at you. But look what life did to you. I ain't even mad no more.
Right. You ain't have
No,
to do
that's
nothing. You just freaking.
like, look, I used to tell dudes in the street, let him live. Life gonna do something to him that your bullet can't never do.
Yeah, that's true.
And life will kick your motherfucking the balls quick.
Yes. Yes. And I've been seeing a lot of that come quickly, that karmic cycle. I've been seeing it, like people catching it. Like in this season we're in, I don't know what's going on or how the stars are aligned, but I've been seeing that thing come quick, quick, quick. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I'm out of it. Oh, I'm so glad I'm out of work.
You think it's been coming quick? Wait till Tuesday.
Oh,
Motherfuckers gonna
Tuesday.
get instant karma.
Ooh. No.
Soon as they start close, because they started to close of this Haitian revolutionary conjure Saturday, right? The first ritual
Wow.
be done. The first ritual be done Monday, and then that 24-hour turnaround on that energy come Tuesday. A whole bunch of motherfuckers gonna be getting instant karma, and a whole lot of
Wow.
motherfuckers, Mother Nature finna turn off their brain and their heart.
You know what? That's funny you say that because my father, he's Haitian. I had asked him about it a year ago. I said, "What's up?" I feel like something. And he's like, "Oh, you know." And I said, "What about this kind of show?" That's one of the questions I had for you about how that conjure and that ritual is about to go down, how it's going to impact indigenous people, or how. Let me not say that. Let me say people who have been working on themselves, people who have been in alignment, versus those who have not been. Like, how will we be able to know the impact of this thing?
You're gonna be able to feel it, especially the sisters, because it's the return of the sweet water comes on the heels.
Uh-huh.
So there was a priestess who gave her life, volunteered to sacrifice herself for us to be victorious in our war.
Indeed.
And then there's another priestess who was officiating, and it was a general in the military, and they needed a root worker. So they called in a guy from Jamaica they called the Bookman. Duddy Bookman came from Jamaica. I didn't know this at first. Right? I didn't know this at first. I thought he was Haitian like Tucson. He wasn't. He was from Jamaica. They sent for him. Now, the reason that it's still open is because every time the priesthood of Haiti was infiltrated by dirty Moors. They look like us, but they out for the money. They not trying to get nobody. What we really use the voodoo and the hoodoo for, we really use it for healing more than anything else and defensive magic. Right?
Right. Absolutely.
Well, they didn't want to close the conjure. Because as long as that conjure was open, Haiti could suffer. The only one that appeased the gods correctly was the one that we call Papa Doc. Papa Doc, if you go back and look at him, he used to paint his face with the white paint. That's the war paint. Right? And he used to dress up like the Baron with the top hat and the long coat. Right. That's he was kissing the god's ass literally that's why he stayed in power so long. Right? And he could have increased the people's comfort in Haiti, but there's only so much you can do when a war conjure is open. You can't have a war conjure open and Oshun be present. That's not gonna happen. And Oshun is over the wealth and the sustenance of a people. So until that conjure closed, since it was already open, when they called the 200-year conjure war in America, they sent Haitians to Florida. Everybody did. Jamaica sent them. You go down there, all you gotta do is look. They all on the land. That's because tribes came as far away as the Polynesian islands, the Tonga, the islands from Alaska, right? So every tribe sent somebody. That's why the majority of the people is condensed in that part of the land. We don't like to live on top of each other like that.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I had a call. I had a call coming in, but I'm trying to finish this class first. Yeah, but we didn't live like that. So when they all came in, right? All of this made the war conjure have to be closed in Florida. The irony of it is the bookman had reached out to me. I didn't know it was him. I couldn't see him unless the priestess who officiated showed me who it was. The priestess who was sacrificed live in Florida. The bookman is in Florida, right?
I heard you say that.
Tucson is making he's closer to Florida than he was born in Chicago, right?
Wow.
That's
Okay.
crazy because they say Chicago was settled by a Haitian
I heard
named
that.
Jean Baptiste du Sable, right? Which means John the Black Baptist in English. But Chicago been a
Mm-hmm.
metropolis for us, so they knew that's not a new city. New York not new. The metropolises of aged old times and the energy centers, all of the major cities, right? So
Right.
when they are down there now to close the conjure, and I couldn't see the bookman until I seen the priestess who flipped the bookman, and I was like, holy shit! I was reading the lapis lazuli piece he sent me, right? And it was something that I couldn't see and I didn't know what it was. But soon as she flipped them to me, I looked at it and immediately know what it was. Right? So that changes everything. So they begin the closing of the
Right.
contract, right? When he adjourned the court in the matter of Toussaint Louverture in the Haitian Revolution, right? He's the one who officiated as the high priest over the ceremony. So he has to be the one
Mm-hmm.
to close it. Everybody who opened the conjure, they have to come close it.
Mm. Wow. Okay. So that's good. So we can be anticipating a shift. For some of us, should be able to feel this shift happening starting Tuesdays. What you're saying, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You might start
That's
feeling
good.
it over the weekend because leading up to it, once I put the pieces together, I be getting messages so fast and so hard I can't keep up. And I'm a bad motherfucker with keeping up with messages.
Right.
They've been coming
Right.
in hot and heavy because it's
Wow.
like moving to a singularity. So all that information is being funneled, and I'm catching it. Boy, am I catching it!
Wow. Wow. Good thing. And as you catch it, you're sharing it with us, right?
Oh
So you're
yeah,
helping
I
us
ain't
to
got
be
no
aware.
problem with. I ain't got no problem with that.
Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. I mean, this helped me so much. So I got to thank you for that. And that answered my question. One of my last questions is this thing. So like I said, we're here in Mexico, and I've seen a lot of similarities in the people here, the culture here that I've seen in New Orleans, that I've seen in Atlanta. And one of the ways I'm able to see this is through like the ironworks that's on the doors and on the windows. I have a book here, the Ndinkra Dictionary. I have this book here. And so I've highlighted some of the ones that I've been seeing here in Mexico. And I'm curious if you have any thoughts on what this made, like some of these symbols that we see in masonry,
That was
that
a
we can see that
butterfly.
in, someone, your auntie's house, your grandmother's house. And what it speaks about the people